What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Black Ops 7 hasn't even released yet, and it's already a complete and utter mess. It feels like Activision continues to double down, and in doing so, every move they're making is putting them further and further behind the eight ball. Like, it started with Black Ops 7 being their big announcement for 2025, which already got a lot of people thinking, here we go again. We're getting the same thing we got in 2023, which is a half-assed sequel that's kind of just more like an expansion to the game that's currently out there, which was not what people wanted. And then they released the trailer, the first Black Ops 7 trailer, and it was just a quick little teaser, and people were just kind of like, whatever. I mean, it's just more Call of Duty. And then they were hyping up this big reveal trailer for Gamescom. Oh, we're going to have gameplay. It's going to be fantastic. You guys honestly can't wait to see it. But in reality, we could wait. We're still waiting for a gameplay trailer that shows actual gameplay. But not only that, the trailer went over so poorly, it's become one of the most disliked Call of Duty trailers of all time, rivaling Infinite Warfare. Well, since then, they tried to do some damage control with this big community update post. And they were hoping to get in the good graces with people, rebuild trust. And it's just one of the most hollow sentiments I have ever seen. It comes across so disingenuous and so corporate-y. Like, whoever okayed this community update to go live really doesn't understand this community. Only the shills really bought into what they were saying when they said, oh, we care about you and this is built with the community. Like, anybody with two brain cells to rub together knows how hollow that sounds and how hollow it actually is, because no, they don't listen to our feedback. No, they don't care about this community. All they want is our money, and that's it. And they used to get our money by creating good games, and now they use these little engagement tactics to extract more and more money from the player base instead of making good games. And it's getting to a point of frustration for this community. And then, of course, within that same community update, they talked about removing carry forward, a decision I actually like, but I get why people don't. They already see it as Activision making another greedy step forward. And I'm on board with that. I think it's silly, and it won't be long until we see similar skins in Black Ops 7 to what we saw in Black Ops 6. They're not listening to us. They're trying to get in our good graces so we buy the game. Because they hear the noise surrounding Battlefield 6. And even though they believe they're too big to fail, I do believe there is some fear there right now that Battlefield 6 is going to steal more players than they expected. And then with GTA 6 around the corner, even more players are going to be bled away from this franchise because, well, look at what other games are doing. They're coming in with quality games, community feedback, and then you just kind of have Call of Duty that's like, I'll give you a cartoon skin. That's what you want. $24 NFT? Here we go. And that's the situation where we're at. And I really think that Call of Duty just does not understand this community. They are so beyond out of touch with what the community wants, and it's becoming clearer and clearer to see that. The greediness that's seeped into every aspect of Call of Duty hasn't benefited the community in any way. It's only been a one-way relationship where they're getting all the benefit and we're left with a game that's completely devolved. It's so depressing. And I know what a lot of people are going to say when they hear people complain about Call of Duty is, you're just a hater. Or if you don't like it, don't play it. And that's the thing. I'm not hating on this franchise. I love this franchise. I'm hating on the direction it's currently going down because I want to play the game. I want the game to be good. But right now they're making a game that I actively don't want to play. And that's frustrating because I don't want this to be the similar situation that we had with Halo, where Halo continuously made bad title after bad title after bad title that I stopped caring about the franchise altogether. I don't want it to be like sports games. Sports games I used to play every year and buy the new one every single year. Well, they just became cash grabs so quickly that I was like, well, I'm fine playing the show 17 or Madden 13. I don't need to play the newest nicest, shiniest Madden. It doesn't matter because the game hasn't evolved. And that's kind of where Call of Duty is going. So I bring these concerns up because I don't want Call of Duty to continue down this path and for them to continuously bleed players, alienate their community. But that seems to be what they're doing. That seems to be the path they're going down. They seem to be far more interested in going after the whales of this community instead of just making a game that people like, that they want to play. Like, the big concern around the carry forward aspect of Black Ops 7 is that people don't want to go through the weapon grind yet again. And like I said in yesterday's video, when that's all you can provide within your gameplay loop is this tedious, arduous grind, it kind of gets old quick. And that's what Call of Duty has devolved into. Camo grinding, skin grinding, if there is even that, I don't really know, instead of rewarding gameplay. Like, the gameplay itself isn't rewarding in multiplayer anymore. And I'd argue it's not as rewarding as it used to be in zombies either. There's a lot of issues right now with the current gameplay loop in Call of Duty, something that I would like them to speak about. But no, instead they want to give us empty and soulless comments that they are hearing us, that they're listening to us, that they're working hand in hand with us. But in reality, they're not. In reality, they're just throwing out empty promises so that they can try to butter us up before launching another bad game. And when that bad game doesn't go over well with this community, they'll say, well, we don't know how to make you happy. It's very simple. People have outlined it for years. Fix the anti-cheat, get better servers, get rid of SBMM, or loosen it in a way that it's better for everybody, because that's definitely one of the biggest complaints, and give us a skin filter. Or do something to ground the game and give it some semblance of an identity, because we don't have that anymore. Like, the roots of Call of Duty have been long gone. But the weird thing is like, we saw goofy skins in Advanced Warfare. There were goofy skins in Black Ops 3. But they all adhered to the overall identity of the game that people didn't care as much about them. They didn't complain as much, that's for sure. Because, hey, guess what? It's not that big of a deal. But now, instead of creating skins that work within the ethos of Call of Duty, they're just chasing the lowest common denominator. They're going after anime characters. They're going after Beavis and Butthead. They're going after American Dad and Roger. Like, it becomes pretty plain to see that it's not about trying to make this the best game it can be. They're trying to get as much money as possible. And the two could work hand in hand. You could have a great game and make as much money as you want. But when you're only doing the greedy part of this deal, it pushes players away. It doesn't bring them in. So I really hope that they understand that. I really hope that they have listened to the community when it comes to the skins and understand that this isn't what we want. We don't want to go down this path that doesn't make the game better. Because I think everybody can agree, like, where we're at right now isn't the best spot Call of Duty's ever been in. And a lot of it has to do with them prioritizing greed over everything else. And one last note I want to make is that the Vault skins have been highlighted by a lot of people, saying that this is the first example of skins in Black Ops 7, and they're already bad. And that's what I've been saying since I first saw them. I understand that they are part of the universe. Like, yes, they're over the top. Yes, they're wacky. Yes, they're crazy. But it's not that bad. It's not as bad as having American Dad or Roger, or having a glowing dragon as a skin in the game. At least they're in universe, and I'm fine with that. If that's the trade-off, it's a trade-off I'm willing to accept, as long as the gameplay's good. But if the gameplay sucks and this is what they're doing, and they're going to continue to push the boundaries more and more and more of what's in universe, it's going to be a no for me, dog. Like, it really is. It's just going to be yet another Call of Duty experience that was crafted in a boardroom instead of by passionate developers. And you can tell that this sentiment, this statement, this community update was crafted in a boardroom. It wasn't made by somebody who actually cares about the community. There was no passion in it. It was empty. That's how I feel whenever I read anything from Activision, because they are just a greedy corporation. And it sucks, because we as players do deserve better. You as consumers deserve better. If you're somebody that's buying skins, you deserve better. It's as simple as that. And I will continue to voice my displeasure with the current state of Call of Duty. I will continue to voice my displeasure with how they treat their own customers, because I think it's unfair. But that's me personally. So Black Ops 7 is set to come out on November 14th. We obviously have a beta in early October. There is still time to claw back for Activision, for them to get in the good graces of this community, but it's going to be a long road ahead, because they're already starting several steps back, and they have to work really hard just to get to a good starting point where people believe, hey, things can be turned around this time. So that's how I feel about all this. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you think Black Ops 7 is a mess? Do you not? I'd love to hear your thoughts in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.